Hello, everybody. Today is March the 31st, and as always, we're gonna tell a pain story. This pain story changed a lot of people's life and shed light into what something happened to our life and how we can create or manifest our dream life in a very certain way. So, are you ready? Let's get started, okay? What is this? It's a pen. What do we use a pen for? To write. Now, there is a dog inside the room. I'm going to wave this in front of the dog. What does the dog do? The dog probably will see, blink, or chew this, right? Does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So for the dog, this one is not a pen, but for the human, this one is a pen. So who is correct, the dog or the human? The answer is both are correct. For the dog, this one is a chewing toy, while for the human, this one is a pen to write. The dog is correct in the dog world, and the human is also correct in the human world. So that is our first lesson. Both are correct. Now, let's imagine that there is a table in front of me. So I'm going to put this thing on the table. And then both the dog and I will walk out the room. So inside the room, there be no human, no dog. What does this thing become? Either still a pen or a chewing toy, or it becomes almost nothing, and the ancient wisdom called this one as the emptiness. The emptiness is actually a very important definition. As we understand the emptiness, we'll be able to achieve anything in our life. Just like Yeshu Michael Roche applied the emptiness into his business and was able to build a business with a revenue of $250 million a year. He's also able to help civil refugees. So why is the emptiness? Why is that so magical? Let's go back to the page story, okay? So this technically on the table and it is almost nothing, right? But as soon as I go back into the room and I look at this becomes a pen. When the dog comes back to the room and the dog look at it, this becomes a chewing toy. And when both the dog and I come back to the room at the very same time, and we both look at this at the very same time, what does this thing become? It becomes two things, a pen for me and a chewing toy for the dog. So a single thing when there's no human, no dog, or nothing to interact with, it comes back to just that we call it the emptiness. So the emptiness is not, it's not nothingness, it's not darkness, no, not blueness, no feeling, no thinking. It's just a cell where it doesn't interact with anyone. And we all have the emptiness, right? So, but then in reality, we always interact with someone or something. That's the reason why we always has the potential to become anything or anyone, depending on who or what is looking at us at that very moment. So that is our second lesson. Along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. Now, I see this as a pen. So does this pen coming from me or does this pen coming from the thing itself? This pen is actually coming from me. Why am I so certain? Because if this thing is a pen itself, then the dog or anything in this entire universe will have to see it for what it is, which is a pen. But does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So this pen is actually coming from me. This pen is actually coming from my mind, and everything is actually coming from our mind. So that is our third lesson. Everything is actually coming from our mind. Now we all agree that this pen is coming from my mind, right? So I'm gonna change my mind and I'm gonna believe this one become a diamond, okay? So please pray with me. Diamond, diamond, diamond. On my eye. It's still a pen. So what in my mind that forced me to see this as a pen but not a diamond? There are certain that our mind that the ancient wisdom call as karma. When we see something, the sit inside our mind pop up, open up, and cover this and made it see it for what had been planted already into our mind. So who planted those seed into our mind then? Only you can plant the seed into your mind, and only I can plant the seed into my mind. How can we do it? We do it by three ways: by our words, by our actions, by our thoughts to other people. So for instance, I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna say that I have a pen. Would you like to have this pen? And when my friend say yes, please, I'd be so happy to give this to my friend with the hope that I can help my friend. So when I do this, this palm open up and both me and my friend will see it and start living work in my mind. A couple of days later, when I see this, I recognize this one as a pen, which means that the seed of the pen has already been planted into my mind. And now I pop up, open up, and cover this and made it see it for what had been planted early into our mind, which is a pen. And this is how a pen become a pen, or anything surround us become what and who they are to us. In the pen story, there are several meaningful lessons. Today we went over 4 different lessons. The first lesson is both are corrupt. So we learn to respect each other's opinion, we learn to respect each other's choices, and we learn to listen to each other with a compassionate heart. The second lesson is, along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. So trust your potential, trust the potential of everyone or everything around you, and trust the potential of whatever happened to you. And lesson number three is everything is actually coming from the seed inside our mind. So be 100% responsible to whatever happened to us. Don't blame anyone because in the end, we are the only one who can plant the seed into our mind. And the very important lesson, the last lesson, is how to use those lessons, incorporate those lessons into our life so we can create or manifest our dream life in a very certain way. So first we have to know what we want to achieve in our dream life, right? So we apply lesson number two, which is the emptiness and the potential. And then after that, we start planting those seeds using lesson number three, with our words, our actions, our thoughts to other people. So for instance, if we want to have a happiness, then we plan the happiness using our word, our action, our thoughts to other people. Helping other people become happier. If we want to have prosperity, then we use our word, our action, our thought to other people, helping other people to be more prosperous. And just like that, whatever that you are, making sure that you use your word, your action, your thoughts to other people, helping other people to get that very same seed. And that is the way for you to plant the seed into your mind. And one of these days, you're going to be able to harvest whatever the result from that seed. And the lesson that I would like to share with you all today is that today I actually no last night I actually ran for a bit and then I realized that like in the beginning there's a bit of hesitation because it's quite hot outside and I feel kind of lazy, but then I just decided it's just the end we just decided that I'm just gonna run. And so I went on running, and I think the run is actually great, and there's no problem. But then as long as so I realized that the only problem that actually coming from is the hesitation in my mind. So that reminded me of the 5 minutes lesson or 1 minute lesson is that if anything that it's gonna take you 5 minutes or 1 minute, just do it, don't think about it, and then it's gonna get done. So I think that is a very important lesson to apply into our lives um to overcome procrastination. Just like when I tell the pen story, the same thing, right? So it take me about 10 minutes, but then if I think about it and I get delayed, it's gonna take me even longer than that. So that is a very important lesson for today that I just realized, and then I wanted to share with you as well. So hopefully this will be something that you can be beneficial for you and you can apply it into your life to overcome procrastination. Okay. And then, I will report to you how I use it. And there and then we will see what we do, okay? Whether we're gonna improve, there will be some slack. And then, we pick it up and then we're gonna go again, okay? Thank you everyone for listening to me today. Thank you, Anlin, for accompanying me in this 3,000-day journey. And then by me sharing with you the pen story of my lesson is something good. I would like to dedicate that to my dearest family, to my friends, to my coworkers, to my neighbors, to my clients, or to any living thing in this world and any other worlds with love, wisdom, and gratitude. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.